Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And this time we're going to be taking a look at the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. But this is going to be a full-on film study of the fight. We're just going to be taking a look at the adjustments that were made by both guys during the course of the fight. So Golovkin knows that Canelo is an exceptional counterpuncher and throws a lot of these probing jabs to get Canelo to throw a counter and open himself up. So what Golovkin's trying to do is trying to get Canelo to counter these fake jabs or these probing jabs, which are just used to control the space, so that Golovkin can counter Canelo's counter. And this is a typical thing that Golovkin does. He does this in almost all of his fights. He's a very good jab thrower, and he also probes with the jab very well. However, Canelo does not become predictable and try to counter every single jab from Golovkin, because sometimes it could be a probing jab, sometimes it could be a real jab, and it's really only the real jabs that you can counter. The probing jabs, if you try to counter them, Golovkin will be able to pull his jab back and see your counter punch, and then he will counter your counter punch, if you know what I'm saying. So Canelo stays smart and tries to recognize the probing jabs from the real jabs. So right here, there's a real jab from Golovkin, and then Canelo counters him with the jab. So right away, we already see that round one is a real tug of war between both of these guys, trying to figure out when to actually commit to a punch, because neither guy wants to get countered. So the first adjustment we're going to be talking about is countering the overhand right by coming back with a body shot or a body counter. With Canelo opting for a very defensive disposition in the early rounds, Golovkin would take more chances and attack with his signature 1-1-2, but where he would slide off to the left as his jabbing and follows up with the overhand right. This is his go-to combination, and he's dropped many fighters with this, including Danny Jacobs in one of his previous fights. Golovkin also mixes it up by throwing the overhand right by itself when he sees the opening for it. However, Canelo would prove that he was prepared for this. So here we're going to see Golovkin throw that overhand right, which Canelo dips down and slips to the outside or to his left. And he's going to return with a body punch. So every time he would see Golovkin's right hand, he would throw that body punch, which is a good thing to slow Golovkin down, and he would smother him as well. And here, this time, I'm going to see Golovkin come in with a 1-1-2, and Canelo's going to counter it with a stiff jab. Golovkin was pawing at Canelo with the jab, trying to get an opening while Canelo was in the corner, and so Canelo gauges his distance by giving Golovkin a little bit of a stiff arm to not only measure his range, but also to temporarily blind Golovkin so that he could escape the corner. So here we're going to see Golovkin come with an overhand right, and Canelo's going to slip downwards and is already ready to counter with a body shot because he sees that the right hand's coming. And then he escapes the corner by stepping out to his left. Now, Canelo was able to do this a lot in the early rounds, and in my opinion, actually win a lot of the early rounds, which is very important. But not only that, it's also very good to go down to the body early in the fight to steal some oxygen away from your opponent. It's going to pay off a lot towards the early rounds of a fight. Okay, so now we're going to see Golovkin make an adjustment. Towards the middle rounds, Golovkin often picked up on the fact that Canelo was countering his right hand with body punches. Golovkin adjusts by following his right hand with a quick left hook to counter Canelo's body counters. Most importantly, he uses the left hook because hooks are excellent counters to uppercuts, and while also counter potential straight right down to this downstairs or up top from Canelo. It's very difficult to counter in the middle of your opponent's combination, especially if they're quick. You need exceptional timing, and it's just very hard to do. Your window of opportunity is very small, so this is a pretty safe and smart option from Triple G. All right, so now we're going to see Golovkin shoot the right hand and follow up with a left hook. So he's going to shoot the right hand, which Canelo ducks down. And now he's in a position to counter Golovkin. But Golovkin throws this quick left hook, which dissuades Canelo from going for the counter. And here again, Golovkin's going to throw the right hand and follow up with this left hook. Very big punch. This leaves Canelo in a perpetual state of confusion because now he doesn't know when Golovkin's going to throw the left hook, and now he has to adjust all over again. And he doesn't know if he should counter the right hand anymore. So now Canelo has to adjust all over again. So now we're going to clearly see that a high-level chess match is now taking place in the middle of the ring. On top of the previous adjustment, Golovkin started placing his jabs and landing them more often by setting them up with feints. First, in the early rounds, Canelo was having a lot of success timing and countering Golovkin's jabs. But Golovkin adjusts to this by disrupting Canelo's timing with feints. Using feints is a very effective way to disrupt a counterpuncher, and it's very utilized in the sport today. So here I see Golovkin feint with his shoulder right there, and then land a jab. This adjustment's pretty straightforward. I think it's important to note that Canelo does not really just adjust to Golovkin's right hand left hook combination for the rest of the fight. He's able to avoid the combo by circling out to his left, though away from Golovkin's left hook, but he doesn't really attempt to counter Triple G and stop him from in the middle of his combo. However, during the championship rounds of the fight, Canelo opts to stand his ground and fight in the pocket more often, and he finds a lot more success doing so. As I said in my previous video on Golovkin, I believe that the best way to beat him is to put the pressure back on him and force him to back up. We always see fighters up against Golovkin trying to apply the stick and move strategy, only to end up along the ropes or waking up, look at the lights. It's really Golovkin's specialty to pressure these fighters and set them on the ropes and set traps for them. But when fighters actually stand their ground and throw counters from mid to close range, we actually see fighters have some success against him. The fight against Willie Monroe was the perfect example of this, as he was completely outclassed when trying to apply stick and move on Golovkin and had much more success when standing his ground and just fighting him. So we're now right here, we see Canelo use the last bit of his energy to burst on Golovkin like he always does, and he pretty much has the best moments of the whole fight when he does this. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this video. So as always, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
That's relevant, real deal, Holyfield. And now you hookers and hoes know how I feel. Well, if it's good enough to give up a proper chunk, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. It's like this and like that and like this, and it's like that and like this and like that, and it's like this and like that and like this, and